Hi and welcome to another video from Code Review. We will continue our series by building the bottom navigation here. So mainly this video will be dedicated to the search and also the profile screen. We will look at how we can get the user data and update the user data with phone number. In the end also we will look at how we have the logout functionality. If you are new here, don't forget to subscribe and share, and also see the other videos so you will understand the context of this video. So we start first by the main Dart, where we want to identify and develop the navigation. So basically we keep the initial route as the home. We keep this one also as a home, but we will change what is actually will be rendered. So this will be a stateful widget, and then we will just comment this out. So let's start building this. First of all, I will get this out, so we don't need it anymore. So this one will be gone. And what we will try to do is put everything inside the home screen scaffold, and then we will have another route only for authentication. So everything will be landed on here, and then it will decide, the home screen, it will decide to which route needs to be redirected to. So we will make a class called home state app, this stateful widget. It will have the state where it will determine to where it will navigate initially. Plus it will also determine the wrapper of a scaffold of every screen. So first of all, we need to identify to put what is the selected index or selected tab, so you can call it anything you want, and for us it will be 0 in the beginning. And what we can do is also get the init state, so that's important also to identify the authentication first. So this method will be, I called it something like check authentication state. So this will be created. So what we'll try to do is first get the auth surface and then authentication state change, and then we listen to that user. And whenever the user is not exist, then we navigate to login, which is actually the route that we will identify here. So basically this will be /login or /auth, actually it will be best, where we identify this as login screen. So that's basically it. It's always listens to here, and it will navigate in the beginning initially, and it will navigate to the login if there is no user. Other than that, it will stay in this home screen, which is actually just a scaffold wrapper around all the screens. Before we also go to all the screens, we need to identify all the screens. So for here I will make pages, so I will make a list of all pages for now, but I will map it with actually with map string. So that's actually what we will try to do. So first we have a label with the home app bar as a home. Then we get the widget itself, which is kind of, it won't be a scaffold, it will be only a container, so it's the child of scaffold, let's say. Then we have the icon, and then sometimes if you want to have many customization, you also pass the active icon to it. So most of these screens are not created, we will create them. I see that screen is already there. And mainly what we try to do is actually to build the scaffold, pass all this information to it, and then we are good to go for the navigation. So if we start, for example, with app bar, we will get the screens, get the selected tab, which is the integer that we have created on top, and then we get the app bar, more straightforward. Also the same for body, and here we call the body, you can call it a widget or body, it's up to you. When we try to check the navigation and then put the selection navigation, so we get, it will take the bottom navigation widgets, where we have the all items that it passed to it. These are up to you if you want to have customization for which colors that you want. Mainly that what we want is to have the bottom navigation bar item, where we send the icon as an icon and the label from our screens data, and then active icon if you want to have multiple customization. And when we have on tab, we just only put the selected tab to the index that it has been passed. So now we are good for all the screens. We just need to create some widgets here, and these are straightforward. So I have aligned all the screens to be in the screens folder, where I also created some placeholders for other screens and also import them here. So all the routes will be working, and updated also this to be to the authentication, same as the route, and updated the home screen to be home state app. Now this is how it should look in iOS. So we have all these screens are linked, and then you can see that it will have bounce of the navigation, and it's also, when it's active, it's changing the icon. So it's up to you if you want to have the active icon differently. So we can work on the search screen right now. The search screen will have, it will be straightforward, because what we have is actually just a field where we put the search, and then you will have only to identify the result and print them as a column. And that column will be also the same as here. So what we can do is just create the field. So we created the field here in the widgets, where we actually going to have on submit and also search controller that is not created. So let's create that one. We just say text editing controller search. So that's basically the one. And also for submit, it will be later will be handled. For now, I will just keep it as like this. That's for the field. Now, whenever we have the results, then we need to make sure that we have an array or a list of all the results. So for that, we will just need to create an array of the results. It won't be string, it will be a mapping of string. So basically, whenever you hit the submit from the keyboard, then it will start the search. So what I would do is first, I would just make sure that this this search term, it will be two lowercase and it will not be with the spaces. So in that case, it will be trimmed from both sides, the start and the end. And then I'm going to call Firestore. We will need to have Firestore, so I will just create another class that's only to handle Firestore database. And why is that? Because we need always to call the same data, to call the same collection. So it will be best to have it in separate file, so you will not be able to miss it, or actually to copy it every time. So in that file, I will just call file Firestore, and that will be a Firestore surface class. And that's basically what we'll try to do. As I said, it will be only getting the data. So in that case, we need to get Firebase Firestore from the package, and we have always the two collections that we always trying to get or trying to store the data in, which are wallet entries and wallets. And in the end, we only expose Firestore service. So that's actually will be used inside search screen, where what we try to do is getting Firestore, and we just we're going to through the wallet entries reference. So we get the entries reference, and here it's a most important one is that how we can filter the data, because we have only one term or one value that we need to look at. But in our wallet entries, we have two parameters we can look at. So the first one is the wallet ID, and the second one is the entry's name. So in that case, we need to have some data where we can select between whenever is exist in both these entries. In that case, we will use where as always. But in here we will use also filter, and that filter is coming from Firebase, where we actually pass or. It has two filters method, and these are also can be also a filter. So it will be a filter, and here you can define what parameter that you want to filter on. In that case, it will be name, because we already have it in wallet entries. And in that name, what we will try to do is the term where we say whenever in, and we pass an array, and that array will contain the search value. It will be kind of like the same with these, the other one. The only difference it will be wallet ID, and that's the same with search value. So but that basically it. If you want to have multiple format for the name, you can also pass another value here, but for now it will be only this value. Now in the end, what we will try to do, get to where, and then we will say get. So that's a method that exists inside this inside the Firebase instance, or Firebase wallet collection, and then we will just get the data. So that will be I would just call it the values or results, you can call it anything, and we just set a state in the end. That state will be search results with taking the data in it, but I wouldn't keep it also like this. So I will use the same format we used it before, where we actually pass the ID also to it. So that basically it. This is the search result, and then we all have the data here in the search result. Now we just need to print it here. To print that one, we just need to put first condition, just to make sure that it will not break. Then we try to print it, where we have the entries, in case if we have entries here, and then we will have also all the children will be printed here, and then we will use also build search tile, which is exactly what we have in the home screen. So I will just copy it from the home screen. So that will be the same as in the home screen. You can use it actually as a separate widgets later, so can be reusable, but for me it will be enough to keep it here. So that's actually that basically it. So for now, if I go and try to see if I don't have an error. And something else maybe that we need always to have a dispose, where we need to implement the dispose for this search control. And this will also make sure that it will be final, so everything will be okay here. Now let's try. So if we look, for example, we have the refund, and you can see the titles are in capital case. So what we will try to do is just put refund here, and then hit enter. Then we get refund. This is exactly the search, and we get everything like an entries, refund, buying home. Now, but for example, if I want to get travel instead of refund, we'll hit enter. Then we get travel. So this will get me all the entries that have wallet ID with the travel. Now, so for the profile screen, it will be a bit basic regarding the UI, but it will have all the functionality, so you can customize it a bit later up to your own, and I will also do this later. So basically we have some fields where we need to print the name, phone number, email, and is email verified. And then also when you click on update profile, then you have the ability to update your name and phone number. For now we don't update the address, because that means that we need to have another collection inside the Firestore instead of using the authentication itself. And then we have also the sign out. So basically we can go and start building this. So the first thing is I will bring is actually the future builder inside our column. And why is that? Because we need to check always the user data that's coming from the Firebase. So the future builder will be able to listen to it, make sure we import everything is there. And let's close this. Now in that future builder, we will have the builder context as always. So we'll bring the builder context that will be checking if the connection is in waiting. Then we throw only loading screen or loading indicator. If we have this data, we just print it out. Else of anything, then we just return user not found or something like this. So basically it will just print this, and you see this build text is a widgets or a separate method that we will create just to have it aligned, because every time we are printing out the same text, the same format, so it will be handy if we keep it separate widget. So that's basically it for printing the data. Now in the end of this, we are just returning text that user is not found. So mainly you will not be reach this point because the user should be authenticated to reach this screen, but just in case we are throwing this user not found. Now what I will try to do is also bring other buttons. So as we talked about, so this will be the toggle for the update. You can see this is toggling the update, and whenever we click on save, it will be disappear. So that is a toggle field is a Boolean value that we need to create. So we'll just create Boolean, and whenever this toggle field is enabled, then we need to bring actually all these two fields. So what I would do is actually just bring it inside here. So we check if toggle fields, then bring the column, and then it will have name controller, phone controller, and update profile method. This name and phone controller will be created. So we'll so these are the name, phone, and controller, and also the update profile is a method, and we just also need to make sure to have a dispose function that is triggered to dispose the controllers. First we need to get the user itself, so this can be getting the user from Firebase auth surface that we have. So we just get the user, and then what we try to do is check if the user is not null. So that's just an extra, but we just need to make sure that everything is there, because otherwise the update display name, it will be part of the user itself, so you will not be able to call it if the user is null. So maybe the display name, it will be very straightforward. We just need to call update display name, and we pass the name to it. You could put also some validation here, but for me it will be enough, like to put anything, even if one letter, it will be enough. Now for the phone number, it will be a bit complex. Why? Because the phone number is, we cannot update the phone number directly in the user. So we need to call first auth surface with auth verifying the phone number, and that will be passing the phone number itself, which is going to be the controller. So we get verification complete. This will send us the credentials, and if we have the credentials, then we can call user update phone number with the credentials. So I would say also this one can be await, but this needs to be also await. So and if we have a verification field, and it's, for example, with an invalid phone number, then we just show a show a snake bar. Here it tells like the provided phone number is not valid. So we'll take this out. Now what will do the verification phone number is it will send a code to that phone number. So in that case, what we'll try to do is we will hide these fields and also show another field which is only for the SMS code. And we also pass the verification ID to be here because we need it later. So let's create these. So these are will control the other fields that we need to have. So we just need to make sure that fields will be toggled off after this. So that's actually for the handling the update name and phone number. Now the code send is to our to the phone number to the user, and what we need to try to do is get this show code field, and we have the user able to enter that field and submit it again. So whenever we have show field, then we try to show another text form field, and this will be the SMS code. The SMS code controller is not created, so I will create that one. So verify codes, it will also get the user, current user, make sure the user is not the null, and then we get the phone auth provider with the credentials, and here we pass the verification ID. This is where we save it here, so we need to pass it again, and then we pass the SMS code that is printed by the user in that field, and then later we try to update the phone number with the credentials again, just to make sure, and then set the state to show code field to false, so it will not show anything anymore. There are a couple optimization that I have done for printing the UI screens. So for example, in the state screens, we didn't discuss about this, but it will be more straightforward also to get the data, print out the transactions, all the transactions and how many counts, the total balance and the wallets. And then you can see that the icon is changed to something else here. The add screen, it will be as it is, as we had before. The search screen here, and then there are also in the home screen I added the balance, a couple titles here to have in the home screen. One last field that we need to do, or one last thing that we need to do, which is the sign out button, and that will be also by putting the sign out and then getting the auth surface and adding the sign out here. So one last thing that we need to add is the sign out button, and so this will be a button where we have to call the auth surface with the sign out, and in the end we push the navigation to go to the authentication flow without going back, because there is no any more user. Don't forget to subscribe and share. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.